Things that make me ugly cry, but no one knows because I won't watch it with. Oh, thanks for recording that part.
Coco made me ugly cry. Coco.
All right, Stan, go.
Hey, gang, welcome to another exciting Detour edition of the Grand Circle Tour podcast. I'll be your captain today, Captain Stan Solo, but you could just call me Buzz. And I am here with my two favorite co-hosts. I have George and Jason in the Grand Circle Tour recording studios. George, how are you today, my buddy?
I'm doing good, Stan. How about yourself?
I am amazing, but you already knew that. Jason, how are you?
I am fantastic, Stan. I'm surprised you did not introduce us as Bunny and Ducky.
Oh, I wish I would have thought of that. Okay, here's Bunny and Ducky. And joining us today, the big fat panda himself, John. John, how are you today? Are you my Forky?
Awesome. I am. I have Forky with me. Is it a spoiler to play him yet?
Depending what he says.
Hi. I'm Forky.
John, I want one of those. Where can I get one?
Amazon.
Okay.
Look at Amazon Thinkway Toys. This is interactive Forky. They're awesome.
Okay, so I'm going through my Facebook page and I come across, there's John doing a toy review of all things. John, how did this happen? You're doing toy reviews now on BigFatPanda.com?
No, when we went to there was a press junket, which I've never ever been invited to one, for the movie, Toy Story 4, and I realize we're not doing any spoilers now. And there were toy companies like Mattel and stuff there, and the one company that I was really magnetically drawn to was Thinkway Toys, who I've never heard of before. And they make probably the best quality, really good, like, interactive toys. So I spent all the time at their desk, and I was, basically schmoozing the guy there. And he's like, I'm like, I don't want to carry anything around all day. He's like, well, then write me. I'll send you some stuff. I certainly did. And they certainly sent me stuff. And I did a nice review for them. And they never, agreed to say, do this, do that. If not, I would have sent them back, or I would have just kept the toys, and they wouldn't have cared. It's not a big sting off of their back. They're making so many, but let me tell you, they're awesome toys. The drop-down action Buzz and Woody were great.
Yeah, they look amazing. You say someone's coming and they fall. People, check out the video. If you haven't seen the video yet on BigFatPanda.com, check out these interactive Toy Story toys. And I kind of went back and I checked other ones that they have. They have a Wall-E one that I really like too.
You said that. I got to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're here to talk Toy Story 4. It's in the theaters right now. If you're listening to this in June, July 2019. If you're listening to this in the future, it's probably on DVD or Blu-ray, if anybody gets DVDs anymore. We're going to do the first part of our show spoiler-free, and then we're going to get into the good stuff, the spoiler stuff, where if you haven't seen the movie yet, turn it off, go see the movie, come back, watch, listen to the rest, or don't. I don't care. You can listen to it and spoil yourself. It doesn't matter. We're going to be talking spoilers, but we'll give you a good warning ahead of time and have a little break in between. So, first of all, I'd like to talk about, did everybody enjoy this movie? Did anybody have any gripes about this movie? George, let's start with you.
Well, the thing is with me, every time I go see a movie, it always takes me some time to reflect upon what I have just seen. So I can't really say, right after the movie, it takes me some time. I like to go back and think of what I just saw. And I had mixed feelings with it at first. I enjoyed the movie, I really did. But I didn't really know how I felt towards it. And the more that I thought about it and everything, that I actually enjoyed. It's not my number one favorite Toy Story movie, but I enjoyed it more than number 3.
Okay, fair enough. And Jason, how about you?
I really enjoyed it as much as I could for having the ending spoiled for me over a month ago. This would have been my favorite Toy Story movie had someone not spoiled the ending for me. So passengers, do your friends and family a favor. Don't spoil things.
Yeah, that's our public service announcement for today. Don't spoil things for people.
It
Seriously.
really kind of, I don't want to say it ruined the movie for me, but going in knowing how it was going to end, none of the emotional beats paid off for me.
So where do you place this now in the Toy Story 4 movies?
You know what's funny, and I'm probably going to get hate for this, but I think if I had to say my favorite Toy Story movies are, they would go in reverse order of 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow.
Mine would be 2, 1, 4, 3.
2, 1, 4, 3. Yeah, you know what, George? I'm the exact same order as you. And how about you, John?
This was absolutely my favorite Toy Story. And it was definitely because of the new characters. I don't 3, 2, and 1 did not resonate too much with me. I love them, but this one got me really good. And I'm sorry, Jason, it was spoiled for you.
And you know what? It really did change watching the movie for me, knowing how it was going to end.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure. So John, this is your favorite. Jason, this is your favorite. And George and I, it's kind of in the middle. That's great to hear. You know what? We want to talk spoilers. That's what everybody's here to listen to. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back in Flash, and we'll get into the spoiler territory.
I am not a toy. I was made for soup, chili, and then the trash.
Got a friend in me.
Why am I alive?
You're
Bonnie's toy.
Hello, I'm Forky. When we roll,
You are going to help create happy memories that will last for the rest of her life.
to infinity and beyond.
Everything's gonna be okay.
And we're back. That was awesome. I love that little ad. That was great. Jason,
You're welcome.
Thank you for putting that in. that was sweet. So now I don't normally get emotional at movies. It's very, very rare that I will get emotional at movies. I always say it's because I don't have a soul. Somehow in the first 5 minutes of this movie, I developed a soul. And the tears were coming down. I hate to say it. It's been, years since I got that emotional in a movie. Did anybody else get emotional in the first, before the credits even went?
I would have if Jim Ho hadn't ruined the whole ending for me.
This is going to be a recurring theme in this entire thing.
Not letting it go.
The ending didn't have anything to do with the beginning. Really.
If you knew how the movie was going to end, yes, you did.
Okay. The opening scene with Bonnie playing with the toys, and Andy giving them to her, and Bo Peep being sold, and the RC getting caught in the rainstorm, and the rescue attempt.
Was on that rainstorm stand. Did you see how visually spectacular that rainstorm was?
It was incredible.
It really was.
Yeah, George?
I was going to say, I didn't get too much emotional in the beginning, but I was, for a movie that can really draw someone's attention into it from the get, that's what Toy Story 4 did. Because everyone really wanted to know when Toy Story 3 came out, what happened with Bo Peep? How did she get where she was? Where did she go? And it was a great start based on how it ended. It just came full circle. And from the beginning of Toy Story 4, it came in full circle of how it ended.
Yeah, exactly. Jason?
All kidding aside, the first 5 minutes really did suck me in. It was like the prologue of a really good book.
Yeah, and you have "We Got a Friend in Me" right off the hop, with Randy Newman singing those famous lyrics. It grabbed me right at the beginning, and then Woody saying goodbye to Bo was heartbreaking. Just to see that scene. I don't know what they're just toys, but it got me. I don't know what it was. Was there any other emotional scenes that got anybody else? Panda, did you get
No, I like when Billy Goat's Gruff makes room for Woody in the box, but he doesn't quite go because Andy's looking for him. So that was, like you said, that was kind of emotional. I was struck by the visuals. I couldn't believe how real everything looked. It didn't look like a CGI movie. It looked great.
Yeah, and I think it was George and myself a while back. I believe it was George and myself. We're talking about how is Bo ceramic or is Bo plastic? And we kind
She
of
is
agreed that
ceramic.
she's 100% ceramic. We all know that now.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was like before this movie came out. We were kind of
Yes.
because now the graphics are just so good that you could tell right away that this is ceramic and there's no plastic.
But going back to what you were saying, John, about the visuals, that if you go and watch the original Toy Story as opposed to now, I mean, it's like night and day that you could just see how far Pixar came with the visuals.
I agree.
Jason?
Just to go back to Bo as porcelain. Bo as a porcelain doll action hero, did anybody just love that? Did anybody else just totally get into the porcelain doll as G.I. Jane?
Yeah, and when we first see her, she has that bandage or tape on her arm, and I'm kind of thinking, is this like a tribute to Star Wars with the wraps on the arm? I'm trying to, I couldn't. And then he pulls the arm off, and I'm, oh my god, he broke her.
Well, the meet and greet for Bo Peep at Disney's Hollywood Studios happened a little bit before the movie came out, and she's there with the bandage on her arm, and it's kind of weird. Like I was like, what's going on?
I really thought she was a Frankenbow, where she'd break a piece off and then replace it with the piece from another toy.
Frankenbow, that's awesome.
And I don't think I mean, every single movie that comes out and I try to figure out what the plot is beforehand, I'm always wrong. I was 100% wrong in this one because I thought for sure there was going to be Star Wars action figures in this one, and then it was going to lead Toy Story Land into Star Wars Land.
So did I.
Yeah. And there was an Easter egg of 2 Star Wars figures actually in the movie. I'm not sure if either of you caught it, but there was actually Obi-Wan Kenobi 1978 action figure with a Poto bandana, best known as the Walrus Man. When they're inside the pinball machine, there's 2 little action figures in the pinball machine, and the Obi-Wan Kenobi has his lightsaber out, and he's whacking the Walrus Man over and over again on the arm.
That's
all
great.
So the Star Wars figures did right. It was kind of correct, but it was such a fast glimpse that you didn't catch it, you missed it immediately. What other Easter eggs did anybody catch in this one? George, did you notice anything?
Yeah, I caught a few in the park when Woody and Bo meet again, and Bo Sheep is bringing all little items to Bo. If you look really close, the sheep brings a little grape soda bottle cap.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a cool. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, there's a grapes. There's a from Up.
And then of course, the one that just sticks out the most was when Woody was imitating with the phone of the traditional Mickey Mouse phone.
Yeah, that was good. Like the theater I went to, I think the guy beside me definitely wasn't a big Disney fan. I could tell. He brought it because he brought his daughter, who, by the way, had one of the bunny stuffed plushes. I think it might have been a Thinkway plush. I'm not sure for sure, but yeah, she already had the bunny plush with her. The
on video, Stan, I think we're going to be pausing a lot because the producer or the director, I don't remember which, said that the antique shop, which is filled with over 10,000 items, has items from every Pixar movie in the antique shop.
Oh yeah, like the entire movie, my eyes are scanning, and I do that at a lot of movies. I'm looking for hidden Mickeys. I'm looking for everything I can find, and there's a lot in that antique store. You just know there is. It reminded me of watching Wreck-It Ralph 2, when Ralph breaks the internet.
Oh
and
yeah.
all the hidden Easter eggs in that movie. It reminded me so much of that one. Jason?
Did anybody else spend all their time when the antique shop was on screen looking for a hidden Mickey? I was scanning everywhere for a Mickey Mouse doll on a shelf.
I'm sure it's there. It's there.
Yeah, there has to be. Now, did anybody catch the Pizza Planet truck, which is well known being in every single Pixar movie? John, you saw it twice. You didn't see it?
I did not. Was it in the carnival?
I kinda. George, you saw it. George and I talked about it beforehand. Jason, did you catch it?
I did not. This is another movie I've gone full Memento.
George, do you want to say where it was?
It was a tattoo.
Oh.
So the guy that... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so the guy that works the carnival, when he Buzz hits the porta potty and lands, and then he comes and opens up the porta potty door, and he steps forward. There's a shot from him from behind, and on his back calf, there's a Pizza Planet truck tattoo.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't catch it. I talked to my wife as we were driving home, and I said, I didn't see the Pizza Planet truck. And she goes, she's not, big into the Pixar movies and that. And she says, I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, well, the Pixar Planet trucks, it's in every Pixar movie, and it had to have been in there. I didn't see it. We have to go again. So then we started talking. So we got home. I got a picture of the Pizza Planet truck. I showed it to her, and she goes, oh, that was the guy's tattoo. She saw it clear as day. And I says, what do you mean? She goes, yeah, when the guy goes and he comes out of the outhouse, there was on his back half, there was a Pizza Planet truck, she says. Wow, I missed it completely.
Now, this isn't really an Easter egg, but I loved how Pixar incorporated them into the movie. I'm an old soul. I love a lot of traditional stuff, a lot of traditional shows and everything. And I loved at the very beginning of the movie when Woody was left in the closet from Bonnie not playing with him. The other toys that were left in there were played by Mel Brooks, Carol Burnett, Betty White, and Carl Reiner.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
And their names on the credits are awesome. Like Mel Brooks was Melephant Brooks.
Yes.
They were great.
Betty White was Bitey White.
Bitey Whitey or Bitey White?
Yeah, Bitey White, yeah.
That's great.
Oh, I missed that completely. That's cool.
And really, we have to mention that. Did you see the Don Rickles tribute at the end?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and they did fashion a performance from him from old clippings of audio they had.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
And it was nice. I like when they do tributes like that. Either like the Stan Lee one at the beginning of Captain Marvel.
Yes.
That type of tributes. Now in the kindergarten class, was that Boo? Did everybody see that from Monsters Inc.?
I don't know if. Yeah, okay. I didn't know if it was exactly her in the kindergarten class, but I know it was an older version of Boo at the carnival when she was at that water shooter game, and she wanted a toy really bad, and the company gave it to her, so she just walked away.
Yeah, I think it looked like Boo to me in the kindergarten class and at the water gun thing. So when Pixar puts in these little Easter eggs, I always think to myself, okay, now it's a lot of work and a lot of money building these 3D models that they put in any movie. I mean, they start off with a blank screen and they got to build these 3D models. So it's cool as fans to see these Easter eggs, but from Pixar's point of view, they're saving a lot of money putting these Easter eggs in because they already got these 3D models rendered. It's just a matter of just sliding them into place. So do they do it for fan service or they do it to save time and money? Is it a bit of both? What do you think?
Probably a bit of both.
Yeah, I think so too.
By the way, there was a corny joke there that I didn't make, and I'm really sorry you missed it. When you said it was boo to me, I needed to say boo to you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I needed to say
Boo to you and you.
that opportunity will never come again.
Oh, man.
Guys, we're missing a big part of this movie.
Okay, go ahead.
The new character, one of the new characters.
Yes, that's what I was just about to go to.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you go.
Okay, well, let's hear it. Don, I know who your favorite character is.
Literally, I can't, except for Mickey Mouse, I can't think of a character I love more right now than Forky. Forky the Spork, who is made by Bonnie in kindergarten and has no idea how he's alive. I mean, technically, it's me inside. I don't know how I'm here. I don't know what's going on in this world. He is that, I think, for all of us. No?
I didn't think of that way, but now that you mention it, yeah, I guess we are all Forky.
It's very existential. Like, what the? Come on. Did you ever go to bed at night and look up at the stars and be like, what the heck is really happening? That's Forky, and he brings that out.
Every night I live in an existential crisis.
See? Thank you. I'm with you. Totally with you.
And I can't remember who did the voice of Forky, but what a
Tony
great
Hale.
job.
Tony Hale, he was Buster in Arrested Development.
Oh, okay. Amazing voice acting job in this. Just sold it completely.
Yeah. if you're familiar with Buster Bluth from Arrested Development, it's very much the same character. And I actually got the chance to question him about it. And sure enough, he said that it was they asked him to read lines from Buster Bluth for the character.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Really quick, does anybody else want to see a parody of Forky with all the stolen sports from Galaxy's Edge?
You know, they are going to do a Ask Forky series on Disney Plus.
Yes.
I
Yes,
cannot
can't
wait.
wait for that one. I can't wait for that one. I will say, when I first saw the trailer, when they're all standing in a circle and they're like playing the Ring Around the Rosie, and then this sport comes up, and I'm thinking, what in the world does that have to do with anything? But I tell you what, after seeing the movie, he needs his own movie.
Yep.
He needs a spin-off of his
Oh,
own.
he's gonna have a spinoff for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. The what was cool, that first initial trailer, I know a lot of people were kind of they're like, this isn't a toy, and I love the concept of it right from the very beginning, with the that you could make your own toys, and I thought it was
And it's
cool.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the mechanics of him. If you watch how just his pipe cleaner is falling down and Woody is tightening it, and when they're dragging him on the pavement, everything, and he says, carry me, everything about it is just so well thought out that we create our own things that we love. And why not? If a piece of plastic you buy from Toys R Us can be alive, so can Forky.
100%. For sure.
But that's childhood in a nutshell. It's whatever you bring to life with your imagination.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite scenes with Forky was at the very end when he was locking Bonnie's dad out of the van, and he just has like this little evil laugh where he's like, and he's pushing down on the lock. I love it.
I know we didn't get to Gabby yet, but George, I just wanted to mention my favorite part of him. Do you remember when he leaves the antique shop and he has to say goodbye to one of the freaky dummies? And I think he says, bye, Benson. And then he comments, my God, that guy is just terrifying.
Yes.
It was so funny.
I'm going to make that my ringtone for certain people.
Yes. Gosh, he is absolutely terrifying.
So, I wanted to talk a bit about Gabby Gabby. Now, is Gabby Gabby an actual toy from back then, or is Gabby Gabby based on Talking Tina from Twilight Zone?
I'm thinking Chatty Cathy doll.
Yes.
I just remember my mother, if I talk too much, would say, you're a Chatty Cathy. And I remember was that a thing? Yeah, like this. I don't know if that was the 50s or the 60s, but that's what I'm assuming Gabby Gabby is.
And they're very unpopular now. Like, nobody wants those big head plastic dolls. And I can see why they would be left in an antique store.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
By the way, what a great character that she's a villain, but they showed that she really kind of wasn't. I mean,
now, that was a scene that I kind of got a little bit of a lump in my throat when she got rejected.
Yep.
And my heart felt for her.
Me too. Yeah, I teared up then. I was like, wow. And remember, she said, I don't even need the voice box anymore. The voice box that she stole from Woody, she said, I don't even need it anymore. You can have it back. And you just saw, like, it's all over for her. And she said, I'm done. That was sad.
Yeah,
I love that.
The little girl did actually take Gabby Gabby. Even that was a little bit of heart puller too.
Yes. And she said, the little girl who was lost said to Gabby Gabby, I'll help you. I'll help you find your parents too. That was great.
Yeah.
And did you see how happy Gabby Gabby was when she looked back after she was taken by a little girl? I could cry now just thinking about it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What was my favorite thing about this movie? It didn't have any villains. It was just the island of misfit toys come to life.
But that's kind of like real life too. Villains they're just not bad for no reason.
Right.
There's a reason, and things change, which makes it was so good like that. Yeah.
And the Toy Story movies pretty much do that very, very well. Where even in Sid's bedroom, he thought that these evil mixed up toys were villains, but they weren't. They were just, victims of circumstance more than anything. The Benson dolls were amazing. They played their part well, and they again animated amazingly with the head tilted sideways.
They were creepy. They were creepy.
They were. They do sell them too, which is really freaky. I wouldn't put that in my house.
And then Duke Kaboom.
Oh.
Let's not forget about Canada's greatest stuntman. That's where I should have been instead of Buzz. I should have been Duke Kaboom. Canada's greatest stuntman. Now, did they not get the rights to Evel Knievel? So they go, well, let's make Canada Knievel. Or what was the story behind? Because I'm from Canada. I've never heard of Duke Kaboom before. Like, that's not a toy that I grew up with. No, I didn't grow up in French Canada. Maybe it is a thing in Quebec.
I don't think it's a real toy. I think they wanted their own.
They didn't want to pay the licensing fee for Evel Knievel, so they made their own.
Well, do you think that's why Forky is called Forky and not Sporky?
Yeah.
Okay. They make reference to him being a spork, but they can't say Sporky.
Yeah, well, if they keep it as the Toy Story theme, when you go to Woody's Lunchbox, they're potato puffs, not tater tots.
Right.
Tater tots is a registered name.
Right, potato barrels, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing with jacuzzi and hot tub.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So I don't know. I'd like to know the story behind it if they couldn't get the Evel Knievel, because it's totally based on Evel Knievel.
Oh yeah, I had that toy.
Yeah, everyone did as a kid.
Right?
Yeah. And so it makes sense for Disney not to pay the licensing out for Evel Knievel and just make it Canada Knievel basically.
Right.
And make 100% of the profits, right? Why pay royalties, right? When you don't have to.
Stan,
we got to see Duke Kaboom even before the movie came out in a reference in The Incredibles 2.
Mm-hmm.
What? Wait, remind me.
Hang on.
The story we posted today on Grand Circle Tour of Magic ticket holders page on Facebook.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to hit it yet. Tell us the story. I haven't been on Facebook much today.
Yeah, Jack.
He's Jack's toy in Incredibles 2. If you go and look.
Okay.
Oh, I can't.
So hang on, Jack's a baby, and they're giving a toy that's clearly not meant for someone under 3.
Jack can play with anything.
Wait. So if I go rewatch Incredibles 2, I'll see Jack playing with Duke Kaboom?
Yep, he's on the floor with the motorcycle.
Inside the house that they went into, the newer house. So I was talking with Stan earlier. That makes me wonder that if there are even more Easter eggs for the future of Pixar that we haven't even recognized yet until we see
other movies too, like Onward or Soul, maybe.
Yeah.
There'd have to be something in this movie from Onward that we haven't caught yet, but there has to be. There's going to be a dragon or something. It's going to be.
Stan, I'm going to send an army of Bensons to your house if we don't talk about my new favorite characters, Bunny and Ducky.
Oh, yes. Bunny and Ducky. How can I forget about Bunny and Ducky?
I've been a fan of Key and Peele for a very long time, since the Bad TV days. These two made the whole movie for me.
They brought out the comedy with the drama. Like they balanced it out very well.
I want one.
I'm not sure if I mentioned it before the show or already during the show. My brain's fried. But the little girl, just 2 seats over from me in the theater, was holding a bunny doll from Toy Story 4 already.
Hey, really quick, can I say the one thing I did not like about this movie?
Mm-hmm.
As much as I liked all the new characters, did anybody else feel the Toy Story toy cast got sidelined for all the new characters?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, Buzz was just comic relief in this one.
Yep.
Yeah, there really was very little Buzz, very little Mr. Potato Head, but that's understandable.
This wasn't Toy Story 4. This was Woody's story.
Yep.
Yeah.
That could have been the reason why I liked it so much, though, because I feel like we got new characters and we got out of the room with the same familiar people. If that, I know we like it there and it's comfortable.
Of course, I did enjoy Buttercup trying to get Bonnie's dad in jail. Like that was just his ultimate goal.
Dad's totally going to jail.
It's time for us to start heading out. Just really quick, who all stayed for the full end credits if you are listening and you didn't, George, did you stay for the end full
Mhm.
credits?
Yes.
There is a Jason.
I did not because I had
You
a
did
very
not.
large soda and I couldn't sit through the credits.
Okay, well, Jason, I'm going to spoil more of the movie for you for when you watch it on Blu-ray. And for people watching and listening at home or while they're driving on the podcast, the end credits, the little G.I. Joe type guy that didn't get his high five at all throughout the movie finally gets his high five at the end of the movie. And I thought that was a great little post-credit scene.
And what about the end Forky credit? I don't know if it was credits or right before the credits, where the wifey knifey comes in.
Yes.
And he has to explain that we're toys, and she says, "How are we alive?" And he goes, "I don't know."
Oh, this movie had so many great one-liners. We could go on for another hour and a half, but we have to.
Cat. I know. We can't go on anymore. The cat.
Oh, the cat.
We should come back and do a part 2 if we can this weekend, just to talk about it, just to really get into it.
I would. Bunny and Ducky's dreams. We need to.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll wrap this up, and we're going to keep chatting. And I suggest you at home listening, do the same thing. Talk about the movie you just saw. It's always fun to reminisce about the movies you just seen. And we all loved it. It was a great movie. And with that, Ken, take it away.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tour Magical Ticket Holders. While on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tour. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tour Podcast, as well as Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to send us a message, you can email us at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule, make it good. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.
You'll be fine, partner.